Welcome to my shoebox. Ooh. Guys, the day has finally come. I am moving out of this place. So for the past month, I've been living in this tiny room in Seoul. If you see my last apartment tour, I had to move out of there because it was way too expensive. And so I moved into this place for 1 month. Before I booked this place, I didn't realize how small it would be. I think the pictures just look nice, and honestly, it's not a bad place, don't get me wrong. It was just smaller than I had anticipated. I would say in Korea, you have this term called goshwon, which is basically a really tiny room with just a bed, sometimes your own shower, and a desk for you to study. It's usually for students, and I would say this place is a more luxury uplifted goshwon. So let me give you guys a tour. So here you see the entrance. Right next to my entrance we have my bed. It's looking very pale right now. It's looking very uncozy. While I stayed here, I used my own bedding, which had more color. I used my own pillows as well to make it more homey, but I packed all of them, so this was the bedding they provided. Nothing wrong with it. Then on the other side next to the entrance we have the bathroom. You have everything you need: sink, toilet, mirror. However, it is a traditional wet room. In my last apartment tour video, I spoke about how important it is for me to have a separate shower, and this is exactly why. This shower is connected to the sink. Also, the bathroom is really small, so whenever I shower, everything gets wet. Some people don't have a problem with it. Me personally, I don't really like it. You switch between sink and shower head through this knob right here, and sometimes if you forget to turn it back into sink, it's still connected to the shower head. You just get splashed with the water just as you're about to exit the house. It has happened to me multiple times. No, but for the rest, really nothing wrong with it. Within this, you also have some storage space. As you can see here, they also provide towels, and if you shower, you can just close this, and it's waterproof, so nothing will get wet. Then right next to the bathroom we have our storage space. As you can see here, I have all my luggage. I'm all packed up, so there's really no other space to put my luggage right now. So right here we have a washing machine. Every room has their own washing machine, which is really nice, but they also have big washing machine and drying machines in the communal area. Then on top of the washing machine you have some storage space. Here you can hang your clothes. This one as well. Let me get this out of the way. Some more storage space for your clothes. Every room also has its own fridge and freezer combo. So if you get some food, you can store it here. They also have ice cube makers, and each room also has its own microwave, which is very helpful. Then here we have some more storage space. These blankets and pillow also came with the apartment. I personally didn't use them. Then moving on, we have the study area. I do have to say, this chair is really comfortable. I edited a lot of videos here. In my other apartment, the chair was so hard. I really didn't like it, but this chair is super comfortable. You can really notice that they chose this for people who study a lot. Then here we have some drawers. Each room also comes with its own router, so you have really good Wi-Fi, and these are just some goodies. Air diffuser, some cute knickknacks. I think previous tenants left them. Some boxes with also some stuff previous tenants left, and we have a hairdryer, which is really nice. Every little room also has its own air conditioner. This was really a must. I think it's very common for them to have, but without, you would not survive in this heat. They put the remote right next to the bed, so you can just take it off and put it back on. Very handy. Now, if you did some small laundry, you can dry it on this rack right above your bed. I would say this laundry rack is really a goshwon staple. You just pull it out like this, hang everything there. If you would have some more clothes that would not fit on this rack, you can just dry them using the dryer in the communal area. Let's push this back in. Then here we have an emergency light and 3 switches. First one would be for the big lights in the ceiling. This one would be for the bathroom, and this is for the bathroom ventilation. Now there's one thing in this room that made it more cozy and homey, which is this light switch here. So if you would turn off the big lights, we have a cozy mood light with a warm light. It doesn't seem like a lot, but really it does add a touch of more coziness, especially in the evening. I really like this. Now I would say I have one thing that most goshwons do not have, which you can consider a big privilege, which is this huge window. I can show you the view even though it's dark outside right now. We can open up the window for some ventilation. and no bugs can get in. I actually really like that the bed is right next to the window as well. You know those houses where they would have kind of like a bench where you could sit and read a book right next to the window, like in Vampire Diaries, where Elena would write in her diary? That's what this window kind of reminds me of. I was really happy that this window was right here. Now, when I just moved into this place, I was really happy with it actually. I've lived in a Goshiwon before, back when I was a student, like an actual Goshiwon. It was just for a few months. The windows would be like this big. I would barely get sunlight. It would be way smaller than this. I couldn't even walk, like barely. So I would say this is definitely an upgraded version. However, really, I was so done with this place. I'm really happy to be moving out. Reason being, I just really miss having more space. My luggage is taking up half of the room. My luggage is right here. And then also I miss having my own kitchen. You do have a shared kitchen. You even have a water diffuser so you can get free filtered water. I don't know, it's just something about going outside of your own space to have to cook and other people can enter. I don't know, maybe it's the introvert in me. I don't like it. In the beginning, this really made me feel like a student again. It gave me super nostalgia. I made quite some short form videos also in this bed with this background. It looked really cozy. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok yet, please do. I'll put it right here. But yeah, let's pull up some stats about this place, shall we? It's a fully furnished private room with shared spaces. Luckily, you have your own bathroom. It comes with bed, bedding, air conditioner, microwave, fridge, washing machine. You also have free detergent and fabric softener in the communal space. Storage, hand wash, toothpaste, body wash, shampoo, towel, hair dryer, free Wi-Fi, CCTV, everything. Now this place is 11 square meter. I think my previous place was around 16 square meters, so it doesn't differ a lot, but it makes a big difference. It really makes a big difference. Every time I would come back here, I'd be like, oh, all my stuff is everywhere. I can't even have like, you know, the chair where you would just throw all your stuff. I would say this is really a student place, or like an accommodation budget travelers would do when all you do is sleep here anyway, so you don't really eat here. Personally, I didn't really like eating in this room because it's just too small. The whole room would smell like the meal. The rent of this place is 850,000 won a month. I do have to say, it's quite expensive. I remember in 2019 when I was living in a Goshiwon, it would be like 550,000 a month. Granted, it was way smaller than this and also not as clean as this. I have to say, this place is really clean. Kitchen was clean, no funky smells. Still, 850 is quite a lot. Then you would also have a utility fee, so you know, covering all the water, electricity. It's only 30,000 won per month, so it's not that bad. The move out cleaning fee, which you would only have to pay once, is also 30,000 won, not that bad. And then we have the service fee of the platform, which would be 91,000 won per month. So the total actually for this is 1,001,000 won. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. That's so expensive for what this is. Also, this place doesn't have an elevator. There are quite some stairs up, which is good, you know, good for the steps, good for the glutes, good for the legs, like day every day. However, with the luggage, I am moving out of here. Everything's packed, and that's the only thing I'm really dreading, just moving this luggage downstairs. Granted, the landlord is really nice. If you ask him, he will definitely help you. He also helped me when I just moved in here, and I felt so bad for him because my suitcase is heavy. Would I ever do this again? No. It was fun for as long as it lasted, but I'm happy to be living in a place where I can cook some more meals and make it actually feel homey. This really felt like a temporary type of accommodation. Ah, I totally forgot to mention, there's also storage below the bed. Here we have some more storage. We have 1, 2, 3 drawers, and the bed is also decent. I remember one problem I had with the Goshiwon I lived in back when I was a student was really the bed. It was so hard. I'm not a picky sleeper, okay? I really like hard beds. I think it's an Asian thing. We all sleep on very hard beds, so I'm used to it. But back then, that Goshiwon bed, oh no, it was just uncomfortable. I don't know what it was. This bed is fine. There are multiple rooms in this place, and I saw the other rooms. They're big. Facility-wise, it would be the same. Have the same fridge, same bed, same microwave, same washing machine, same bathroom, but the room would just be way bigger. I saw them sometimes when they were cleaning it, and you could really like go in there and walk. It would be, I think, maybe like 16 square meter actually. But they wouldn't have this big of a window. Only one other place has a big window like this, and the other ones would be more smaller windows on the side of the building, because this is really at the front of the building, which is also why I took this place. I thought the window was more important for me than than the space. I do have to say this is definitely cheaper, good for solo travelers, good for travelers that want their own space at the end of the day, good for exchange students. I can recommend this type of space when you're basically out all day and you just come home to sleep. You know, it has everything you need. So hope you guys enjoyed this little room tour, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.